nation that the president said he was extinguishing. That's the context for this next message from the president today. Quote, the United States is the largest oil producer in the world by far, so when oil prices go up, we make a lot of money. But of far greater interest and importance to me as president is stopping an evil empire, Iran, from having nuclear weapons and destroying the Middle East and indeed the world. I won't ever let that happen. Joining me now, former White House spokesperson for the George W. Bush administration, Pete Seat, and former Democratic Congressman Tom Malinowski. Good to have both of you here. I'll begin with you, Pete, because it's one thing to say rising oil prices are a short-term issue. It's another to try and frame it as a good thing. Is that what Republicans running for election want him to be saying?
Well, the we here is rather dubious. Sure, upstream producers would make more money, refiners would make more money, the federal government would get more money in taxes and royalties, but we would pay more money and are paying more money at the pump. So I think it is absolutely fair to say, at the very least, the administration could have better prepared us all for the fluctuation in gas prices. Gas prices have always been politically sensitive. We see those fluctuations a half a dozen times every day for those of us who commute to and from work. We know exactly how much it costs to fill up the tank last week versus this week. But I think what's also important is the Iranians also understand that. And that's why they are targeting their efforts on the Strait of Hormuz and preventing the 20 million barrels a day that go through the strait, because they know that is the only leverage and pressure point that they have to potentially bring a quicker end to this conflict.
It's a hell of a pressure point and key leverage, Tom. I mean, the motto from the administration seems to be short-term pain, long-term gain. Can you actually sell that message convincingly?
I hope that's the midterm message, because they're going to lose on that message. Americans are paying for this right now in so many different ways. Higher gas prices, threats to our homeland. The higher gas prices, by the way, there's a champagne party in the Kremlin right now because Putin is benefiting from this. Our allies in Asia and Europe are feeling the cost. We're depleting our munitions that we need for the defense of our allies against Russia and China. All of this, the turmoil in the global economy, for actually not disarming Iran, because this war is probably going to end in a week or two, with an Iran that has, yes, fewer weapons for now, but a younger and even more radical and more determined leadership. And
you think a week or two? You think it's going to be a short-term conflict?
Trump does not have the stomach to take this beyond another week or two, given everything that is happening. He does not have the stomach to go all the way for regime change. So what they're going to do, I think it's pretty clear, is go through the target set, destroy a lot of the missile production, a lot of the missile launchers, the drone production facilities. All of that is important, and it'll weaken Iran's military capacity, but only temporarily. In the meantime, the leadership, this newer leadership, will have absorbed our best shot and learned that Trump is not willing to go all the way. And so the threat, the deterrent that we have will be weaker. So I think what most Americans will be asking is, for what? Is all of this worth it, given that the ultimate military objective we will have achieved is actually not much to speak for?
Well, before the president, before the war, the president said that gas prices were going down, the mortgage rates were going down. He told farmers that he was going to take care of them. Now he's undoing a lot of that with what's happening. I mean, mortgage rates are creeping back up. You got gas prices up, fertilizer costs are up, hurting farmers. What is your sense of the pain threshold for this administration? Do you agree with what Tom's saying in terms of the Constitution to withstand a few more weeks?
Well, a lot of that depends on what the administration is willing to communicate to us. I think they have met expectations in terms of communicating, or rather deceptively communicating what they are doing, so it rattles the enemy and the Iranians don't know what's coming next or when this campaign, this conflict may end, but I would give them a performance improvement plan when it comes to messaging domestically about these prices. The economy was moving in the right direction. A lot of prices were moving in the right direction, which is down. But we also have to remember that presidents do not unilaterally control gas prices. I know we put a lot of attention and anger towards politicians, particularly towards the president, when gas prices go up. Oil is traded internationally. International markets dictate the price of oil. That's why you're seeing countries around the world release barrels from their strategic reserves, because this doesn't just touch the United States, it touches the global economy as well. And the administration needs to be clearer about that with all of us.
Yeah, well, Pete, Tom, what, leave it there. I know you quickly, but
Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely right. Presidents don't normally control the price of oil and gas. This is a single-handed effect of what the President of the United States did. This is different from the normal price fluctuations, obviously. He's responsible for this.
Pete, Tom, thank you both.